They say a good backhand takes you around the block, but a good jab will take you around the world. Today I'm going to be showing you the most important punch in boxing, how to do it, and how or when to use it in your boxing training so you can get better, as this punch is the make or break on whether you will get better at boxing or not. I'm Cody from Ring Ready Boxing, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to throw the jab effectively, especially as a beginner. If you're a beginner watching this or you're new to boxing, this will help you massively because it took me years to realize how important the jab actually is. So today I'm going to break down the tips, tricks and secrets of how to throw the jab effectively and make it one of your best punches. Now, first things first, we need to go through what the jab actually is. If you're unsure of what the jab is, then I'll quickly break it down. So the jab is essentially a lead hand straight punch, just like so. Right, straight from the side here. Boom, boom. Right, so when I say lead hand, that's because it's not my left or my right hand. It all depends on your stance. So if you're right-handed, you want your jab to be with your left hand, all right? And then if you're left-handed, you want your jab to be with your right hand. There's a difference there because you want your power hand to be the backhand there. So it all depends on what stance you are. If you're an orthodox fighter right-handed, then it's your left hand which you're jabbing with. And then if you're a southpaw left-handed, feels awkward going in this stance, it's not my natural one, then you want to jab with your right hand. Now, the jab is the best punch in boxing because it controls distance, it can work against aggressive opponents, it can help you find your range properly. It does everything. It sets up other combinations as well. And your jab is the fastest punch you should be able to throw. Because straight from my guard here, I've only got a small distance to throw that jab. And it's not about throwing power into it. The jab usually is not about getting power. It's about blinding your opponent and scoring points. So rather than trying to push the bag or an opponent and really trying to load that jab up and get loads of power, it's a lot about just relaxing and getting that speed. Just there. Score them points. Just like so. The jab is there to score points, set up other combinations, and keep control of the fight. Now, a key thing when we throw the jab, which a lot of people get wrong and make this massive mistake, is not protecting yourself whilst throwing the jab. So when we're here and we're throwing that jab, I'll just break this down slowly. If you watch my shoulder there, you can't see my chin. It's nice and tucked in. You can't see that chin. It's nice and protected. Even if I show you from the front, you see even my right hand is protecting the chin as well. So there, when I throw the jab, I'm not here, leaving myself open. I'm not going like this, because then I'm open to that right hand over the top. I'm just here, protected. Boom. Got that bit of protection there when I throw it. All right, so when we're throwing that jab, you've got to look at how you protect yourself while throwing it. What we also want to look at is making that jab as long as possible. We don't want our jab to be short here. Because now we're taking our own range away, and now our jab is not going to be as effective. You want your jab to have nice, long, full extension of the arm there. Because the longer that jab is, the further away you can be from your opponent and score them points and stop them from rushing in. Especially if they're an aggressive opponent coming forward at you. If you've got a long jab, it's really hard for them to work around that. So I'm keeping that as long as I can there. One other quick tip as well when you throw that jab is twisting that hip slightly, just so you can get that snap right. So when you're here, just when you're practicing, just practice. See that little twist there? Boom. Because that can help me make that jab longer from that little twist and just give it a bit more of a snap. Just there. It's only a little one. It's more for when you're training and practicing it, just to get you in good habits of getting the timing right. Then as you get better, you twist the hip less, and that snap will naturally come. But when you're practicing the jab, just try a little twist, just for a bit more power, a bit more distance, and a bit more snap to the punch. Also, if you're enjoying this video so far and you're learning plenty from it, then please drop it a like and check the link in the description if you want to join Boxing School, my private boxing community, where I'll personally teach you boxing, and you'll be in a private community with loads of other people just like yourself to learn boxing. We've already looked at how to throw the jab, but I also want to show you the mistakes not to make, because when you go away and practice this jab, I want to make sure you don't get it wrong. So some mistakes I don't want you to do, these are very common. One of them is throwing the jab, and then rather than bringing it straight back to the chin, looping it here, like that. Because for a split second, I leave my chin open. So what you want to do is wherever your jab starts, which is point A, you want to get it to point B, which is your target, and then back to point A. And that's even if you land the punch properly or you don't. So if I'm here, I'm going. See how it's always coming back. I'm ready to either catch or throw again. It's always there, coming back, so I'm keeping myself protected. I'm not throwing the jab lazily and then doing that big loop, leaving myself open. On that same sort of topic, another thing a lot of people do, and I used to do this as well, is when you throw your jab, make sure we're not dropping that backhand like this. A lot of people do this, they go, here. When you throw that jab, you want to keep it just there, boom, boom, boom. Just snap it out and keep that rear hand protecting the chin so you're ready to parry, catch on the glove. You've got your arm there ready to defend a counter shot if it's coming back. So make sure when you're throwing the jab, my hands are always protecting me there, just like so. And one more mistake I want to show you through is making sure that you're not leaning in when you throw the jab. So rather than going here leaning in, you're taking your own distance away. I want you to keep your weight under you and just let the jab do its thing. Just there. I don't need to lean in, because now I'm taking range away from myself. Look, if I'm here, I can make that jab longer simply by just not leaning in. Bit of weight on the back foot there, a little twist of the hip. Now I've got a nice long jab to follow through with. Let's look at why we actually use the jab. I've got a different bag here, as this one gives me a bit more feedback. It moves a little bit more. But I'm going to treat this bag like an opponent. So if I'm using my jab, I can now use it to control that range and make sure I'm stepping in, stepping back, and I'm using my jab to keep the bag where I want to keep it. It's my fastest scoring punch. And see how just there, I can control that distance. I'm not letting the bag just come to me there and letting it hit me. I'm actually using my feet to box, like so, and using that jab to control the distance. And this is why the jab is so important. It's not just a punch you throw to try and score points or set up your strong backhand. It can actually control the pace and the distance. Now let's actually look at how the jab can set up other punches and how to do this effectively, because I don't want you to just throw a lazy jab and look for a big backhand, because then it starts looking sloppy. So how can you effectively use a jab to set up another punch? Again, if I jump on the bag here, I'm going to throw that jab with a bit of intent. Shoot it to the body. I can mix it up. And when I'm ready, I can just there, set up that backhand, disguising it behind that jab. Or even from there, I might go jab and then turn it into a hook, then a backhand. So I'm using that jab again. Let's say I'm getting my opponent comfortable with that, then I'm mixing it up, just there, keeping it different. So that's how you can use the jab to set up basic punches. You change that rhythm, so you jab in, then you follow through with it, boom, boom. Or you might double the jab, or you might jab, turn it into a hook, then throw the backhand. Everything can come off that jab, and it can make you very unpredictable and a great way to land your better punches. Now this next move we're going to be looking at is going to make you a super smart boxer, and if you can utilize this, it will make you brilliant and much better at what you do. And this will make your jab a lethal weapon if you can pull this off in a spar, or just make sure you practice it, as this is a great thing to do and it's very, very underrated. And what I'm talking about is a feint. And if you don't know what a feint is, or a dummy shot, I'll show you here. So let's say I'm on the bag, shoot my jab, bam, there. See how there, I was building a rhythm to that jab. So it was jab, jab, jab. If that was an opponent, they're getting comfortable with that rhythm, they know it's jab, jab, jab. And then just when they think I'm gonna go again, I feint, I pretend I'm gonna throw it, then throw a different punch. Now this makes it very confusing for your opponent because they get comfortable with that rhythm. And just think, if you're defending that, you might block the jab. See how I'm blocking it like this? Then when my opponent feints, I'm probably gonna do this again and leave that gap open around the side and down the middle. So this is why you've got to use them feints, because if you can make an opponent react and make you cover up or bring their hands out, that sets up another punch, and it makes it really hard and really awkward to deal with. Because when you're feinting, you're a lot more unpredictable. And that can be done with any punch. I might go jab, jab, then I might feint down to the body, back up to the head, feint, hook cross, feint, jab to the body again. I can keep changing it up, changing the rhythm, and making my jab really, really unpredictable. Now, all this stuff is well and good, and I know it's a lot to take in, and it's a lot of work to do. And it's not as easy as just watching this video and instantly having a better jab. But I'm gonna show you this quick secret drill to help you make your jab even better and make your defense better as well. Now this one is dead simple. It can be done either on the bag, shadow boxing, even with a partner. I absolutely love this drill. It's so simple and effective. But all I want you to do is get in that stance, throw your jab, and then you're gonna imagine defending a jab. So I might go jab slip, jab parry, jab slip in, jab step back, jab duck under. All these different moves are brilliant, because what I don't want you to do is just get good at throwing your jab, but then not defending yourself afterwards. Because it's no good if you're landing a jab and then taking a jab back, or landing a jab, then taking a right hand back. You want to jab, get out of there, jab move, jab step out, jab block, jab parry, jab catch. All of this stuff. It's a brilliant drill to practice just on one spot. As I say, you can do this with a partner, on the bag, shadow boxing. It's brilliant. Just jab and move, jab and move. Don't get comfortable in one spot. Practice your technique of the jab and then practice defending yourself after. As I said at the start, the jab is the best punch in boxing, and you need to practice it for it to get better. Get consistent at training it and making it better, and I'll catch you in my next video.